I'm going to put several cups of sugar in this.
Just a spoonful of sugar.
Hello and welcome to From the Roots Up, where we're building our homestead from the roots up. I'm Christy and today we are going to be making plum preserves. It is day 28 in our Every Bit Counts challenge and we are just a few days from finishing out preserving a little bit every day in the month of August. Today we're going to be taking some plums and making plum preserves that we can use later on in pie or crumbles or cobblers or any kind of dessert you can imagine. This is a really simple recipe to can. All we're going to do to start with is just chop up those plums and remove the pits. And we don't even have to chop them up very small. We can just half them and take the pits straight out. And I'm going to put them into this pot that we're going to eventually boil them in. All right, we've cut up all of our plums. Before we take them over to the stove, we're gonna add a cup of water just so they don't scorch, and then we're gonna add our sweetener. I'm gonna put several cups of sugar in this. All right, so I put my 1 cup of water, I put 4 cups of sugar. It was about 5 cups of pitted and halved plums. So just to give you an idea of kind of a ratio, but it's not really a precise measurement you don't have to follow. We're gonna take this over to the stove, put it on a high heat, bring it to a boil. And then once it's boiled for a little bit, we're going to do a gel test on it with a spoon. And I'll show you at that point what that looks like. We'll take some of the plums in a spoon and drip them out of the spoon. And if they drip really quickly, it's not gelled. You want it to kind of stick to the spoon and slide off. And that's how you know that it's reached that gelled consistency that we want. And at that point, we will take it off the stove. All right, now, if you can see, it kind of slides off the spoon right here. Instead of dripping piece by piece, it just slides. This is gelled enough, and I'm gonna take it off the burner, and we'll go ahead and can it. All right, now that my jars are full, I'm gonna wipe off the rims real good and make sure I don't have anything that's preventing these from sealing. Then I want to put the lids on. I'm going to take a lid and I'm just going to set it right on top. I'm going to take the ring, twist it on until I feel resistance, and then twist a little bit more. Don't wrench down on it or it likely won't seal. And that's it, they're ready for the water bath canner. I'm going to put them in my water bath canner. I'm going to want to make sure the water is a couple inches higher than the jars. I want to make sure I'm putting in warm water, not cold water, so that the jars don't break. These plums need to process for 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is take the canner over to the stove, turn it on high, boil the water, and this water needs to boil for 15 minutes. When it's done, I'm going to turn the stove off, take the lid off the canner, and let it set for 5 minutes before I pull the plums out. If you pull the plums out too fast, you can get what's called siphoning happening, which is when the liquid inside the jar comes out of the top, and we don't want that to happen. So letting them set for about 5 minutes kind of settles that down and kind of evens out the temperature. So I'll see you back here once we're done processing these jars. Okay, our plums are done processing. Let's pull them out. These are going to make some delicious desserts, and they're a great addition to all of our preservation that we've done all month long in our Every Bit Counts Challenge. If you have missed any of our preservation projects, I will link the playlist to those right over here, and you can find those. Thank you so much for joining us.